Okay, let's dive into this. Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're going to unpack the fascinating and honestly kind of surprising science behind one of the most famous vegetables on the planet, the carrot. Now, we've all grown up hearing certain things about carrots, usually right before our parents told us we couldn't leave the table until we finished them, right? But today, we're looking way past those old wives' tales. We're digging straight into the clinical data, the nutritional science, and the latest research to figure out what is actually happening inside our bodies when we crunch into this bright orange root.
So we got to start with the elephant in the room. Can eating carrots really cure your bad eyesight? I mean, we've all heard the myth, right? Eat enough of these things and you'll practically have X-ray vision, or at the very least, you'll be tossing your prescription glasses in the trash. It's a super compelling idea. But well, today we're going to bust this myth wide open with some real science. Because while crunching on a carrot won't magically cure your myopia or your astigmatism, the biological truth of how carrots actually interact with our vision is so much more interesting and way more complex than some comic book superpower. To really understand the science here, we have to meet the true hero of our story, and that is beta-carotene. So what is it? Beta-carotene is a type of carotenoid. Basically, it's a highly active, dark-colored pigment found in plants. It's literally the exact compound that gives foods like carrots, sweet potatoes, pumpkins, and apricots their rich orange and yellow colors. But here is where the absolute magic happens. When we eat beta-carotene, our bodies brilliantly act like a biological chemical processing plant. We absorb this pigment and actively convert it into essential vitamin A. And vitamin A, that's an incredible powerhouse nutrient. It forms a protective barrier against bacteria on the surface of our eyes, the cornea, and it supports our mucous membranes. So when you're eating a carrot, you aren't just eating a vegetable. You are ingesting a raw biological building block. It's like handing your body the exact tools it needs to protect itself. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how this vitamin A conversion translates to specific, clinically proven eye health benefits. Let's look at the data we've got here. First up, night blindness, which obviously makes it super difficult to see in low light. This is actually often directly caused by a vitamin A deficiency. And research shows that increasing your beta-carotene intake can actively relieve those symptoms. Next, look at age-related macular degeneration, or AMD, which is a leading cause of vision loss. Studies actually suggest that high blood levels of beta-carotene can reduce the risk of developing advanced AMD by a massive 30%. 30%! That's huge. For dry eyes, that conversion to vitamin A naturally lubricates the eye's surface. In fact, over-the-counter vitamin A eye drops are proven to be highly effective for this. Finally, for genetic conditions like retinitis pigmentosa, clinical trials have shown that a specific form called 9-cis-beta-carotene can actually increase retinal function and slow down the progression of the disease. So yeah, while it won't cure your need for reading glasses, this clinical data proves beta-carotene is an absolute non-negotiable for your long-term eye health.
Which brings us to Section 1, Beyond the Eyes, Head-to-Toe Health Benefits. You know, for decades, we've totally boxed the carrot in as just an eye food, right? But the clinical data paints a vastly different picture. We're going to transition our narrative away from just the eyes for a second and explore the rich, full-body wellness data that shows beta-carotene's systemic impact on the rest of the human body. And this number right here brilliantly illustrates that systemic impact, 68%. According to research conducted by scientists at Harvard University, individuals who consume carrots daily can actually see a reduction in their risk of strokes by up to 68%. That is wild. And it doesn't even stop there. That same daily consumption can also reduce the risk of heart attacks by that identical staggering margin. This is largely thanks to the rich presence of beta-carotene, alpha-carotene, and lutein. These act as incredibly powerful antioxidants that relax your blood vessels, improve your circulation, and significantly ease the daily stress placed on your cardiovascular system. Beyond the heart, the full-body benefits of carrots are truly remarkable. Let's do a rapid fire through these because there is a lot of good stuff here. Did you know that simply chewing a raw carrot acts like a natural toothbrush? It clears plaque, sure, but more importantly, it stimulates saliva production. Saliva is naturally alkaline, so it actually balances the acid in your mouth to prevent cavities and bad breath. Moving down the body, vitamin A acts as a deep cleanser for your liver, physically flushing out environmental toxins, while the vegetable's soluble fiber helps reduce bile and accumulated liver fat. What about blood sugar? Well, despite having natural sugars, carrots have a very low glycemic load. Their natural carotenoids actually help regulate your blood sugar levels and combat insulin resistance. For your skin, they are a literal anti-aging tool. The vitamin C in carrots promotes collagen production, which keeps your skin elastic and reduces wrinkles, while the beta-carotene acts as a natural internal sunblock against UV rays.
And finally, that massive payload of antioxidants and phytonutrients, they've been shown in multiple studies to help lower the risk of lung, colorectal, and prostate cancers by protecting our cells from free radical damage. Talk about a superfood, right?
Let's move to section 2 and see how this builds. Maximizing nutrient absorption. How and when you eat matters.
Okay, so having all this knowledge is really only half the battle, because it turns out we've probably been eating them wrong our whole lives. If you want to actually extract these head-to-toe benefits, the mechanics of exactly how and when you consume this vegetable drastically alter how much beta-carotene your body can actually absorb. So here are some highly actionable steps based on nutritional science and Ayurvedic principles. Step 1. Do not eat them plain. According to experts like Dr. Bimal Chajar, you should roughly chop them or incorporate them into hot meals like soups and stews. Cooking them slightly actually helps break down the tough cellular walls of the plant, which releases way more beta-carotene for your body to absorb compared to just eating them strictly raw. Step 2. Timing is everything. The optimal time to eat carrots is during the day, particularly in the afternoon when your digestion is absolutely peaking. Eating them right before bed? Heavily discouraged, because your digestive system slows down at night, which can lead to really poor nutrient extraction. And step 3. If you're managing diabetes, while the natural sugars are easily processed, it is highly recommended to boil your carrots. This slightly alters the starch structure, allowing you to safely manage that blood sugar absorption without losing any of those core benefits we just talked about.
Now for section 3. The twist. The surprising risks of overeating carrots. Now, every good scientific explainer needs a gentle plot twist, doesn't it? Because carrots are so healthy and so delicious, it is incredibly easy to overdo it. But in the world of biology, more isn't always better. There are actual, documented, and honestly quite surprising risks associated with a carrot-heavy diet. Just look at this comparison. When you consume the right amount, say one a day or a few times a week, you get all the good stuff: improved digestion, the detoxified liver, the glowing skin, and the balanced blood pressure we just discussed. But if you start chugging massive jugs of carrot juice every single day, you officially cross into too much territory. So the crucial point is moderation. The most famous side effect of overeating them is carotenemia, where the excess beta-carotene literally turns your skin visibly orange or yellow. So unless your goal is to look like a literal Oompa Loompa, you might want to pace yourself. Furthermore, excessive intake can trigger some pretty nasty gastrointestinal distress, like diarrhea and painful gas. More seriously, though, overwhelming your system with carrots can physically block your body from absorbing other vital minerals, like magnesium, iron, and calcium. And for nursing mothers out there, an extreme intake of carrots or carrot juice has actually been clinically documented to alter the taste of breast milk. So yeah, keep it balanced.
Which brings us to our final thought for today. Are you getting the most out of your carrots, or is it time to change your crunch? We've totally busted the X-ray vision myth today, but I think we've uncovered a reality that is far, far more impressive. From slashing stroke risks by 68%, to naturally balancing your mouth acid, to acting as a biological shield for your eyes, beta-carotene is a literal marvel of nature. But remember, the magic really lies in how you prep it, when you eat it, and keeping the whole shebang in moderation. I really hope this explainer has completely transformed how you view this humble root vegetable. Take this science, apply it to your next meal, and empower your body's health. Keep learning, keep questioning, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.